the other things become better. But also he unexpectedly made 200 pucks from the stock. So apparently if Kaikoko makes money, something is going wrong. I disagree though. I wish you more 200 bucks and more other good things as well. So we have Zayu going for immersion. Probably Zayu didn't train that much, so he knows it from last season. Maybe he's surprised the ponds are smaller, but I think I've played immersion with him before, so should know. And Fez for Frost. Fez for Frost, interesting moment for Frost. He bans outcrops well. Zayu Aftermath, I think that makes sense against Frost. Frost very comfortable there. And Zayu goes for Akarai. So, some bit more special maps. Frost goes for Shoals. He tends to go for kind of Golden Swamp in history, and Shoals is maybe the closest in this map pool to it. It is also kind of hugely different though. The golds at the sides make it a very different map than the gold in the middle for Golden Swamp. Jade doesn't like Fez. Hi Jade. He had an interesting... I mean, I wasn't in the greatest mind to play, but it was kind of interesting. I lost 2 games to Jade and then I won a game against Favorite. So Jade better than Favorite confirmed. Jade actual number 2 player in DM right now. And Pork, we start on hyper random. Let's go. Hyper random start. A beauty. Jade failed in quite some tournament sets, but he's playing strong. I think Jade's playing really good. Okay, Slav spent. Bohemian spent. Saracen's Kale spent. That's some good Frost Sifs gone. But not that many. Bulgarians gone too, so quite some SO banned. Not that it helps much against Frost, even if all the SO Sifs would be banned, but I tend to think it makes it a little bit better. So there's that for Zayu, even though Zayu always says he doesn't mind the SO Sifs. Frost more afraid of Zayu's rush though, banning the humans. Zayu bans Trojans, so bans more Siege, also no good drawers, sad. But also, honestly, I'm quite happy about it. I'm tired of them losing and Lucky Gums making fun of me, so I don't want to see any Guitar games anymore. Aztec's band is sad, though. We can't see an Aztec masterpiece. Aztecs have also been losing this season. God damn it. Now that Dave has made all these nice statistics, I don't want to look at them anymore. Inca ban, we saw them attempted once, I think. Oh no, they were drafted but not played? I'm not sure. You look at it, I was just thinking of Boom. But we have a double Mongol, double Spanish, and a Hun pick flying in here. Malians still there, Koreans still there, Persians? Not picked up yet. Japanese could be played. But we've got 3 AOK Sifs, right now, 2 AOK and 1 AOC Sif. Oh, this Dinkans AOK, because they're the classic, but they're actually a little bit later. Aztec's great Sif, exactly. They held 2 hours against the Slavs, so that has to account for something. Turks for Zayu now, there is Scholz. Spanish probably gonna be sniped, which means we might see a lot of Mongols this series. And they're thinking quite long. They've actually concluded it, so I don't want to miss game 1. Frost sets can be fast, so I might jump into a game before we see the full Civ draft actually, yeah? But we do see Japanese picked up by Zayu, and Frost goes for Koreans, and oh no, another Dravidian win incoming. No! Dravidians for Frost. And in Frost's hands, the risk is quite high that they win. Yeah, see, neither lobby under Frost nor Zayu, but maybe it's just Specdash not loading. There's the Persians going quite late. Maybe because of the maps? I mean, Fizz, Hyper Random, Trolls, they've seen quite a bit of play. I need to call Lucky Comes. Don't. Frost will win with Dravidians. Everybody go to Lucky Comes' house and lock him in, please. Okay, let me reload Specdash. Where does he live? I think pretty close to you, right? At least in New England. I don't know where you exactly are, but you're both East Coast, so... Might be a day drive, but you might have a chance. Somewhat. Kvern, Britain's last fix. Actually, Mongol sniped, so Zayu gives up Shoals, I guess? Or gives up wherever Spanish are played. Points will really matter if Zayu gets a point here. Okay. I expect Dashboard not showing anything. Okay, there we go. 1 minute ago, we're actually in time. We have spec weight, so we can guess civilizations for hyper random, which is insanely hard. I think Frost opens with the Dravidians, so Lucky Comes will have no time to make it here, and they will face the Persians. Might be for Akare. Malians, Dravidians. Oh god, I'm predicting a Dravidian win. Hans is Japanese is Malda, but I think I'm going. Malians might be immersion. Oh, it's actually Persians, because Mongols might be accurate. No, Mongols are Fizz. So yeah, I think you're right, it's Japanese. Japanese Dravidians then. Do we have mods for predictions? Maybe we do need Lucky Comes. I should stick to my first guess! But I still get more points than Maldar, because we have Malians versus Dravidians. Zayu on the Malians and Frost on the Dravidians, and it's not as crazy of a hyper random. We do have walled in fish we need to chop through in order to get to these very deep waters here that hold the fish, and we have a very open base in the middle. Mitiades going forward. Another Greek hero, 350 HP, and quite a big hitbox for this guy. Can he find damage against Frost? Who is starting with a Halberdier. That doesn't help against Mitiades too much. A Camel doesn't either, but Camel plus TGTC deal with it. And Zayu... I said Camel plus TGTC dies. Zayu lost a will even with TGTC. Oh god, it doesn't get any damage from the TGTC. So yeah, Zayu loses a will. And Frost might still lose one as well. It's at least the castle quite delayed. Zayu is not microing Mitiades though. Now he's attacking wills again, but it's too late. 1-0 EQKD in favor of Frost. Camel's rushing forward. Frost is massively housed though. 13 out of 15. Had to abandon his houses here against Mitiades, so that will slow his production down at least. Does get the castle up before Camels and Cav Archers arrive. Zayu is trying to rush him. Malda gloating because he's getting all the free wins possible in his group. And the Roomy Swordsman even on the field. Get taken out by the Malians here though. Maybe he can delay this castle a bit. Maybe he can jump on the house will. Zayu is fortifying in the middle. What do Malians do against Elephant Archers? Well, they have SO and both civs have no siege engineers, so this can be kind of fine for the Malians. And against the infantry you have Geppetto. I don't think it's the worst matchup. The Iridians should be a little bit stronger after the start though, I think. Well, at least it's not Dravidians on a water map, right? Dravidians on land can be good. They were quite good on Hyper Random in the Fastest Chaos, so I don't mind them winning Hyper Random. They just shouldn't win Trolls or Immersion. Cavalier joining in for Zayu. I mean, it's better versus the infantry, I suppose. Castle Monastery instead of Outpost? Oh, Frost wants relics. No, if you want to make one, there could be one. Okay, cool. We need a hybrid, not a land map for that. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, Zayu is fortifying the middle of the map. He's getting up workshops there. This looks very true style. It reminds me of some hyper random games of Kellen. And we do have 38 Elephant Archers now on the field and growing. Where's the siege for Zayu? He's making everything in the middle. That one gets taken out for free. A lot of Cav Archers too, which have kind of lost value a bit. You can now bet on this. And the castle might hold the middle here. Oh, that's the castle monastery. Now I know about what about it. Zayu is doing in the middle here to get the middle relic. Zayu is a relic fiend. Also when he cast my set was talking a lot about relics. Rightfully so, I should have cared a bit more there on Akarai. Didn't know it would be a 1 hour game. But should still care, right? And now the siege runners are out. The front line isn't really the strongest for the Dravidians. Malian Cavalier dealing with them quite fine. Frost has to retreat his Elephant Archers, but he has so many of them. 58 on the field. Castle does fall. Siege workshops forward now might be a risk for Zayu, because they might go down soon. They were straight down in the middle, so in order to reduce Frost's defender's advantage. But joke's on you, Frost is not defending. Frost's defense is always an offense at the same time, as it is a classic mill push for the strongest DMer of the mid 2020s. Cavacho's looking for some value in the back. Frost did get 6 eco kills. He's preparing raiding stables, wants to play mobility. But his siege workshops are being pushed, his siege ranchers are being taken out without getting too many shots in. Are there more siege workshops coming up? No, it's just town centers in the back of Zayu's base. And he calls the GG. Frost 9 takes game number 1 with the Dravidians. And we won't look at this too long. At least it wasn't Scholz. And yeah, Frost pushes out, got his castle up in time. Was housed a bit, but Zayu, I think too many CA, not enough SO. If he had a bigger SO ball, I think something more could have been done here. But Frost takes game 1. I closed the prediction without saying anything, just because it was still open. And the Malians lose to the Dravidians. Similar draft positions. Now, according to Zayu's tier list, Malians is A tier Civ and Dravidian C tier. Well, Malians have not had the greatest time on high level lately. We're going to Akarai. And I expect Persians versus Persians vs Koreans? I think that makes the most sense. Is what I am predicting for game number 2. Alright, well, Persians vs Koreans would have maybe been a bit bad for the Persians. At least that's what Zayu is thinking, and henceforth he is going for the Mongols, using his first pick here, the only one to have Mongols, because he's not Spanish. Frost is not using his Spanish yet, he is using Koreans towards the left, and he's going straight castle and siege workshops. He's even making a house, which I don't think is the house necessary? I don't think the house is necessary. Zayu's not making a house, and he's got 1 second of idle TC time. I think that's more worth it than making a house. Yoo-hoo! We found something where I can criticize Frost. I don't know if that's predictions up or the closed predictions. But we're in game 2, and some units roll forward here. Both going to petard out of their walls. While the petards are idle for Zayu, he did break the northern wall of Mangada in production, and it is camels actually, so no step lancers. Against Koreans? Wouldn't you go step lancers normally? No cavalier. I think Zayu might have forgotten that his civ gets step lancers. Favorite viewer? Woo. Maybe. Isn't it a great matchup for Mongols? Historically, it's been a terrible matchup for Mongols. It was a Korean civ win for quite a while on many maps, but Koreans don't have SO anymore, so it might have changed. Back then they had longer range SO. And war wagons are kind of good versus Mongols as well. So I think it's quite of a smart counter pick to Mongols, as the rocket carts shoot away in the Mangadi. The army rolls forward for Frost. Zayu docking the middle. Will have very stationary ships in between his docks. But I think it's basically to add a line of demo defense. I think you should keep the demos in the docks though, right? That would make more sense. Otherwise Frost is just gonna pick them off with his heavy rocket carts. And Maida still favors the Koreans here. It didn't used to when it was SO, so I guess it's also not when it's rocket cards. Prediction is up for game 2, let's see. Yeah, Koku, you need to start them a bit early, otherwise the games are too quick. Yo, Zayu is making good on what he said, going for early relics on Akarai. He mentioned that while he was casting me, while neither Becky nor I were really doing it correctly, bringing them home or like going for them at all. Main point here, the big SO fights in the middle, 2 eco kills actually for Frost, probably at the front. And the Mangadi are getting rocked. Zayu's not watching his Mangadi at all, loses all his Mangadi at the front. Maybe the relic focus wasn't that great in the end. Kind of hindered him from looking at his dudes, as we do see turtle ships, finally! Hamza tried making them on Serengeti, but it takes a Frost 9 to show us the most beautiful ship in the game. Yeah, I haven't been watching that game mode that has all the mirrors in it, so... You know, I'm watching a game mode where I see exciting civ matchups, and that has never historically been connected to mirrors at all, so... Answering to the banned Koreans. Nice. The game is once again faster than the prediction. Zayu loses his Mangadi in the middle and calls the GG. I think the timing of the Kingston set might not fit. This is well, not that surprisingly quick, and Frost is very dominant. Zayu isn't looking as hot as he did in season 4, but I think there he was way more trained as well. And if you're not that warm, it's hard to go against Frost. Number 9, Koreans a smart pick here, and Frost brings it home, showing us the turtle ships. KD insanely high in favor of Frost. And GAPM as well. Zayu for a second there. I don't know if he cut out. But he went to 0 APM. What happened there? Was that when he lost the Mangadai? Did he have like cutouts? No. It wasn't. Maybe he just took his keyboard in order, hands off the keyboard in order to think, and then decided to resign. Welcome everybody to Frost 9 Domination Show 2-0 for the GOAT and Zayu losing his first pick. I mean, I would try to make it more exciting, but yeah, I can't. Let's see the other maps. This lobby's still set to Akurai, so we didn't miss anything. What's happening? Oh. I think Black Sky's your admin if he's reachable. It was a drop. Yeah, but you caught the GG. Oh yeah, I was analyzing the APMs. I don't know what that means, but you played on, right? I mean, I guess you need to pause and restore there. Oh, he's left again. Now I'm confused. Should I do something or not? I'm casting. Well, I guess the game's over anyways, so there's no need to do a decision now, I think. You know what? Didn't play on, my game froze and then continued after 2 minutes until it was over. Wait, I'm still in it. No, I'm not in it anymore. God damn it. So what are you asking for, Zayu? Then I lost. I mean, I prefer if you guys message admins that aren't casting. I think there's plenty around. I'm being pinged everywhere. Why am I constantly being pinged in cast coordination now? That's unrelated. But I always think there's something in the Discord concerning this. It's just in the chatter. I think Zayu said they keep playing. I mean, the game is over anyways. It might be replayed. So I suppose we just watch out. And I wrote in the admin chat that something is there. And asked if somebody can take care. Do like to separate the roles though? I think I'm gonna count it as a win for now. But ultimately, it's either Black Sky's decision or a team decision. It's group 1A, right? So. Oh, yeah, that's wrong on my screen. I counted it as 2-0, but keep in mind there might be a decision to some kind of decision. They're still in the lobby. Maybe I should look at the rec. I guess let's quickly speed through it again. I don't know if he's called GG after. And we can look at the APM. So here it's fine, Zayu's at 70. Yeah, that starts going down, right? Nick Sturz, thank you so much for the raid. Currently in a bit of a situation here. Yeah, I think there it goes down, right? When does it start going down? Does he lose his Mangadai there? Yeah, okay. He loses his Mangadai at 60. 63 here is still microing. Then it drops to 50. Yeah, it starts dropping now. That's last minute, right? So once the minute starts. So Zayu did lose all his Mangadai while he was frozen. Yeah, okay, and obviously losing everything here kind of ends the game. He comes back, I think. I'll rechat in a minute. Yeah, he comes back now. There's some APM again. And it figures, well, kind of lost due to that. And there's no GG call, but I think he was there towards the end, right? I want to know if this is a resign action or if he dropped. But a restore fight at this point wouldn't make sense. I mean, he kind of lost all his army during it. It's a hard call. I'm telling him to wait now because we're analyzing it anyways. And I can't read everything at the same time, guys. Thanks so much for the raid. Can we get a shout out to Nick Sturz, please? I have 2 admin apparently. You're a friend of Xara's? Nice. Thank you so much. So, to catch everybody up, Zayu weirdly disconnected, trying to figure out what we do. Would be great if it were possible to reload from a specific game state. Yep, true. Should make Griffin mod, I think. Got too much to do for one monitor, man.
First, we discussed that. Yeah, then we gotta go there. Oh! If this is not GG, this be the GG! This be the GG! Disaster! Disaster for my boy here! Disaster! Oh, run away! Run away! Disaster! Disaster! Destruction! Oh. How does he have more score than me, man? Gotta get that.
Disaster! Amazing clip. Before the drop? Was it even before the drop? That's already during the drop. So kind of here. Is this even? Relatively? Is that before the drop? Drop started happening here, right? I don't think there's a file. Unlikely. Black Sky, it's very unlikely that. Alright. Black Sky is there and he's messaging them. And we will restart the correct. Is it even when playing with Frost? Yeah, but like, it's... There's nothing really happened until this point, right? The first fight has just started. Zayu loses everything because he dropped. And besides that, nothing went down really, right? Frost killed 2 wins, yeah, okay. They're fighting over relics. It's not a game-ending lead at this point, I would say. We can't factor in civs, we can't factor in player skill, right? Anyways. Decision has been made. It was very unanimous. So it's a 1-0. And we're gonna see Koreans versus Mongols again. So I can mark them with check marks. Because we're gonna see accurate again between these two civilizations. Thanks for the shout out. I didn't shout at you. I shouted out Nick Sturz. Thanks for the raid, Nick. He is the fastest low elo legend, I believe. See? I know a lot of things. Watched his stream. At least I checked it out before. Griffin is a mod in Nick Sturz's stream? Really? Well, then I can make a mod too. He's my teammate. Trust him. He's always here. Oops, I'm still in the last game. Alright, it's a re, guys. Let's go. X Factor! My god, one mention of stocks by Kakoko earlier and you appear in this stream. Please talk more about stocks, Kakoko. I don't care and I have zero clue about stocks, but it makes X Factor appear and drop his prime sub. It's worth it because that means my stocks are going up by $2.50. Ah, no spec dash isn't working. Thank you so much for the prime factor. Ah, found it in-game. Amazing. And we're on 3 minutes of spec delay. Will be Koreans versus Mongols again. And could have a new prediction. If we want to. So welcome for the second time. It is actually 1-0. Because the last game was a drop and not a GG. And it is Frost playing with the Koreans again. And it is Zayu playing as the Red Mongols once more. You heard of it, chicken stock? That's about it? I don't even know that one. Punit Taylor. And we have a hype train apparently. For what? 1 prime sub? Alright. Alright, Twitch. It's once more Cavalier Star by Zayu. You didn't learn to go step lancers from the last one. Or maybe he doesn't believe in step lancers. I don't know. I would have expected step lancers. Warwings are coming out for Frost, and we're going to accurate once more. So far, we count to 0-0. So maybe the re was already worth it. Prediction is up. You can bet on the second. You can bet on game 2 for the second time. As we have 7 seed workshops and 3 stables only for Zayu, so going heavy into siege, expecting the Korean siege. And we will see the much talked about siege battle again. Frost now moving into the middle with war wagons and halberdiers. And very quick onages out for Zayu. So maybe profiting from figuring out the siege workshops, doing the same monastery here on the way up. Frost doing the same monastery at the very top as well. He didn't gather them there, he would bring them back home. Next game will be game 3. This is game 2.2. the restart of game 2 because Zayu dropped. War wagons in the middle on the river. Sea Chargers. Kind of more careful play by Zayu, but I'm saying that last time he dropped, like he wasn't uncareful, he just dropped, right? We did check the APM and everything, and might be a better fight. Not even many Mangudai even. Not even fully queuing his castles, going very siege heavy. The Cavalier run in and die. Mongol Cavalier, such a rare sight to see. I think you don't want to go Step Lancers, why don't you could just go Hussar then? I know it's Hussar before farms, but as with every rule, there is exceptions. There are some civs which I think should make Hussar before farms, like 3 or 4. And then the other 50 shouldn't. Turtle ships coming out from Frost. And still looking beautiful. And he secures the middle of the map. The Korean rocket cards, too scary what's happening at the top with the relics. This time turtle ships are in place and Zayu doesn't get his hands onto relics. So Frost also adapting to the last attempt of this game, not allowing Zayu to come out of his base. Big army for Zayu. For everybody who's new, we're in Deathmatch, so we start with a lot of resources and every technology researched, including drill. And that's an amazing fight for Zayu's Onagers. He takes out all the rocket cards, loses all the Onagers though. So maybe it's not an amazing fight. Maybe it was just an even siege fight. But I think if you're against the best deathmatch player in the world and Frost 9, you take it. Some more Onagers reinforcing for Zayu. Mangudai taking some shots. Fighting the War Wagons. War Wagons a very good unit in this matchup for the Koreans too. See, traps are there again, killing a castle. And Zayu is completely locked to his island. Turtle ships, even in the south, traveled there from the north, I believe, and didn't see any navy from Zayu, so take out his docks. I should have sold stone food before Frost. Frost sold food straight away first. Then Zayu sold a bit and then Frost sold more. Now it's a big army and it's starting to land on Zayu's base. The game is a bit longer than with the drop, but it's still looking good for the Swede, as one of the starting castles on the hills will be taken out for Zayu. And he's kind of constantly just retreating from the War Wagon rocket card mass of the Koreans. No siege archers for Zayu anymore. Siege workshops are going down. And he calls the GG. And we're back to the 2-0 score for Frost. Number 9. Korean Deathball strong. Frost 9 together with any Deathball in the game. Invincible? Might be. Therefore, the Koreans can be now turned into a win and the Mongols into a loss. G to the G. Going straight to immersion. Civ-wise, immersion, I predict. Where's are you playing Persians? Maybe it's Persians for shoals. Yeah, I think Turks for immersion. And Frost is playing Huns? Oh, Spanish. Of course. Spanish for shoals, no? No, it might be Britons on... I think it's Britons on Scholden's bench on Immersion. But versus Turks? I don't know, Frost has a bit of an issue. What does he play on the... other map here? I'm saying it's Spanish Turks here, but I might be wrong. Okay, it's Hans here actually. So he's not playing Britons then, I suppose. Well, there's also Scholz in the map, so... we play Spanish there and then no Britons. It's Hans versus Turks. Alright. For game number 3. Start. Welcome to game 3. Frost 9 with a very manly market as the code second best player in DM for quite some years called it. It is Frost 9 on the Hans, one of his starting builds towards a market. Okay, doesn't want to give Turks their market. And Turks with 6-7 build orders, stables and ranges for Zayu as the Turks to the right. And he's placing docks in the middle. And honestly, this is not a bad matchup for the Turks. This might be a good chance for Zayu to get onto the scoreboard. Should be a nice civ matchup for him, as Frost is selling the barn to deny that from happening. No villager kills for anybody, so maybe Zayu finding his way into the series here a little bit. As Tarkins come forward as unit for Frost 9. Tarkin versus Camel fight. Zayu is forward with Camarchus already, not really fighting at the right units because he's being microing at home. Castle for Frost looks a bit like it's in danger. My OBS was telling me to. But in the end, 2 villagers go down, so that's something on the rush for Zayu. Now Frost will get to that big Han military mass. Zayu though, already on the 2 central ponds that control the way between our 2 players here. So that can be a potential in order to hold the map and deny the Han aggression. And honestly, from this game state on, I prefer Zayu's position. For the first time in the set, I think Zayu might have a lead. He's getting Canagains out. He has kind of put the Huns into their base. Zayu will take some time to mass. He went for Chicken Castle too, which means he's actually quite delayed. Turks having double the army count than Huns. This is looking great for Zayu. You have double the army count than the Hun. Huns without houses supposed to make it to population fast. Turks do need houses, usually are slower on their military production. Their military is very good against Huns though. And if it's good against Huns and they have double as many, that's pretty good. In addition, Turk cannon gates with super big range. Look at all this range by these cannon gates. That's all the map that can be reached by them. So a lot of potential there. Need to park them in the little space here in the middle where they are safe. The Han army now slowly coming out. Army count getting a bit closer. It is the market army as well. So Frost can overall do more gold army than Zayu towards the start. Cannon gain shots helping out Zayu though to hold the Han push here in the middle. He's even getting dogs up on that pond there. Full map control pond wise for Zayu. I'd like to see some demos added and not just cannon gains in these ponds to make it dangerous for Frost to go near the water. Obviously the CA could punch them as well. CA now fighting against the cannon gains. They are getting some shots off too. Cavarchas are out and Camels are out. Good resource manage from some Zayu to have a proper army here. Still comparable armies, and the Turk armies is a bit stronger. He has Rams as well. Frost 9 is no Rams on the field. Rams can have his arrow sponge. Never mind, both have Rams on the field. I thought it was just Turk Rams, and that wasn't a great fight. Zayu overextending there a little bit, losing the camels. There's Halberdiers in the mix. Zayu trying to get a castle down into the middle of the map. Turks can struggle against Rams because they don't have onagers. And he doesn't have any gold for siege. Is there no market? There is a market for Zayu. Could maybe still sell some wood, but the market has been completely sold dry. And Rams are here. Cannongains need to focus on the Rams to keep the castle alive. Whether the Cannongains are just shooting at the CA, I think shooting at the Rams would have been an option there. And now the big Han market army is out and Frost is starting to push back. Close game though, but it's hard to the delay. Early market and castle. Very interesting build order there by Frost. Zayu just needs to hold the line. He does have the perfect hill here. This is a hill for him to defend on, but only 38 units is not looking too pretty. The Cannongains aren't really hitting much. It's not Spanish Cannongains on the lake. The Rams and the Cavalry just go forward for the hunt. 120 army still. Frost, Zayu retreats into the castle. Rams are already kind of close to it. Get a bit stopped by the TC. Or the map control for Zayu not really coming into play. He's even killing Eco from behind with Cannongains. Maybe try to do too much at the same time when all he needed to do was hold the hunt push between these two lakes. And he didn't quite get it down. We have another raid as Frost pushes on to the 3-0. It looked really good for Zayu for a minute in this game. But in the end, the Han market and the micro by Frost proved superior. And now it is Zayu's space that is getting rocked by the world best deathmatch player up to this point, and since quite a while it is Frost 9 domination time. Hi, true. And thank you for the raid, Dizzy. We'll give you a shout out after this game with a clip. True is here and he wishes he didn't see this Huns vs Turks game because he got his hopes up too high for Zayu. When it was looking good here, Zayu with the 2 lakes with double the army, then the Hun. The metrics look good for the Turk, but it is neither metrics nor man that can stop Frost 9. And maybe True also wishes he didn't watch it because it was a very manly market. First villager onto the market. There were ranges here at first. Frost deletes them and places a chicken castle with Huns. Yeah, I know what you're on about. I know you, Kellen. That's why I'm showing this. To make it extra painful. I guess. But I figured that's what you're talking about. First will market into chicken castle with Huns. And it working out. Turk not attacking? I mean, Zayu was attacking, but he wasn't attacking the villagers. He did go for the control and he had more army. I mean, I guess at some point he should have fought with the more army, right? He has 60 army to 30, yeah, that's when he needs to attack. But he's just he's just patrolling here, right? For that moment when he had the army. That's probably what you mean. I think that's when he should probably attack, but it's hard with the market army. And Frost 9 takes the 3-0. There's a shout out for Dizzy. Thank you for the raid. We're gonna watch more. We're gonna watch Kingstone versus Huggy later as well, pretty likely.
Nice food over here. These oxes were missed. These oxes were missed. There. OMFG. Guys!
Oh no! TC deleted.
Disaster! Disaster! She accidentally deleted her town center. She accidentally deleted her town center. Oh no!
We're going to Fez.
No, it's not GG. You can rebuild. No, you can't. Oh no. Disaster. Disaster. Oh no. Game 1 was so solid. And game 2. Oh no. That's pain.
So you're not alone with your pain, True. Go give Dizzy a follow. She's casting a lot of T90 Sudden Death Cup these days, which I'm also covering. We're going to game number 4, and we are going to Fez, and it is all the elephants on Fez now. Khmer versus Persians. Frost with the Khmer, Zayu with the Persians. Interesting civs. And Frost will attempt to make usage of Khmer Scorpions to stop the Persian push. Let me know what you think about the civ matchup. I will go get a drink because there is an ad. And I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And yeah, true, we're seeing the effects on lower elos now as well with the chicken castles. People are making chicken castles when they have the faster civilization and stuff. Like, they mistake chicken castles as a mistake are taking more ground as well. But let's look at this game. There is a chicken castle, of course, for Frost 9 here in game 4. And one for Zayu as well, but that's not to be chicken. I think that's to produce war elephants. And we do have quite some stables though, so lots of Savar here against these Scorps as a take for Zayu. We're on Fez, so we have all the gold towards the left side of the map. Shorefish in the middle, then a line of trees, and to the top stone and relics. Will be a bit of a slower start into this game for Frost. Heavily housed again. Frost is getting housed a lot of this set. Zayu isn't able to punish it, but Frost is showing some weaknesses. And it's a straight up monastery now as well. Guess there's 11 relics on the map, right? There's 8 at the top plus 3 at the bottom, so it's a bit of a massive... How's that map called in Deathmatch World Cup 3 with the relics? It was 21 relics though, I think. Dunes? On the hill in the middle? No. There was a line in the middle, but the relics were all on the sides. And hi, Brazilin. I don't think I've had the time to say hi to you. When will you cast again? Some US time casts this weekend? There's plenty of regs. Even though there's no US time games, I think. Raskin building up army. Zayu expanding to the side. Didn't get a will pick. Will control all the gold side with his Savar though. Frost might ignore the gold and go for all one in one push. Nobody has made a market. Interestingly enough, Frost not going market with this. Neither is Zayu. Don't you want to sell wood here? Feel like you want to sell wood here. One web that doesn't have a photo. Rip. But I think it was the one with lots of relics. Frost already got one. Getting a second one from his side. Is a bit housed again, so Zayu still with decent population, lots of Savar, which produce a bit quicker and you don't need a castle. It is even Ballista Elephants, but only 4. Mainly it's Battle Elephant Scorp, the classic Khmer comp. Frost still not enough houses. And is there some Helvetiers for the Persians as well? There are Helvetiers for the Persians as well. Rams, lots of Rams. So, Persians are not going for their own Scorpions. Neither for Onagers. What do we think about the Rams here? I'm not sure I understand them. I don't think I like them. There's supposed to be elephants in front, right? And what deals with the elephants in front? The other siege options would be able to. Bombard cannons as well. Maybe Zayu was thinking a bit too much about the Scorps and not enough about the elephants? Isn't that heavy of an elephant commitment by Frost, but big battle is starting. Rams are kind of, Rams are now retreating from the battle elephants. Savar have to fight the elephants. Savar relatively resistant to the Scorpion fire. Bombard cannons are firing at the Scorps. Traps are firing at the Scorps. So Zayu microing all that and does kind of push it back for now. No war elephants added at all against all these Scorps. Ram Bombard Cannon. I would have probably done Scorp Otter. Which is kind of funny because it's the 2 other units in the siege workshop. And the Rams don't seem to add too much value. They're meant to and the Scorpions shoot through them as well, right? So they still hit the units behind. And the Savar just can't stop the elephants this way. If there was an olden Scorpion mass, you're playing Scorps against worse Scorps. I think I would prefer it. You have the better elephants still then. And you can still make the bombard cannons as well. Zayu may be overcooking this a bit. Frost diving the castle, has the trebuchets out now. And the battle elephants are running amok a bit here. Now Frost gets the market, the late market too. And if we believe... Who was that? Leo Montero Parker? Late market is cheating? No, it wasn't Leo Montero Parker. Someone thought late market was cheating. I forgot who it was. Sorry, Leo Montero. Throwing shade on you for no reason, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't you. Scorps trolling in, forward production buildings, the extra racks added. 1 war elephant now. At the goal side to deny Frost's castle build up here towards the middle, but no units around there anymore. Zayu fully focused on his base, and Frost even gives the Khmer a victory in this set. The Rams didn't convince me, didn't look convincing either. Otherwise, Frost was housed so much, right? If you just go for your own elephant Scorp mass, you still have the lot better elephants. I think it's fine to just play Persian elephants against Khmer elephants. I don't know what you guys think. It's really hard to judge sets with Frost, but... Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Rams, but not sure if you go your own elephants or Savar. I kind of like the thought, but I would like to see them more aggressive. Maybe the same phenomenon as last game with the player against Frost not playing aggressive enough. This was not a matchup for you then, Lori. Well, Zayu didn't make them, so I guess you're a Zayu fan. No. Not that it's a great time to be a Zayu fan, because Frost is leading 4-0. A bit as expected, though. Frost is just that strong, and Zayu hasn't been playing that much lately. Might have a hard time staying in Div 1 this season. As the Persians lose to the Khmer, last pick win for Frost, and he still has Spanish for Shoals. Reverse sweep for 1 single game incoming. It still matters a lot. A win from Frost is super important for the standings. Because the way the league works is you get 1 point per win and 1 point for the set win. Frost, of course, has that one secured. But the set win, the game win points, especially against Frost, are really hard to get. Hazy didn't manage to get any. Favorite got 2 of those. And I think KD got none either, but he looked good in the game. If Zayu can get that 1 point against Frost, it's still a massive win. That said, he's against Spanish on Shoals. So it's not gonna happen. It's probably Spanish-Japanese. He used all his civs, otherwise I think he threw away that last game. Kind of draft-wise, so this would be a big miracle if Zayu, out of all games, wins the Shoals game against Spanish. But we shall take a look. It is Frost 9 with the Spanish on Shoals against Zayu on the Japanese. Rex and houses here to defend the early paladins of the Spanish, and I have zero clue why Frost is going for 2 chicken castles with Spanish on Shoals. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but everybody will do it now because Frost is doing it, I guess. He's afraid of a CA land rush? It must be some thinking about... Lol, Supremacy Wills just take out the light cache. It must be something about how can I lose this, and I can lose it to CA raids from the back? If Zayu ignores the water and goes full land CA? And then these castles defend it? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but... Where's Frost saying boo? Did he wall in the Hussar? No, he just walled in the villager. But it was a nice move by Zayu. Yeah, it was a land map, Lucky Comes. Doesn't count. They actually code on land maps. I never doubted that. Yeah, well, they do lose on hybrid though, right? They did lose on Shoals. Yeah, okay, so he just calls it. Nothing has really happened. I mean, he didn't even lose Will. He will lose a villager, and he doesn't get a dock up and he sees a demo, I guess. Zeri didn't delete anything because he's not playing. Did Zayu delete the dock? Oh, that might be the reason. Oh. Poor Zayu. At least he can't complain about the admin decision though. Because that was in his favor. Don't let the score fool you, it wasn't that close. Fuck you, Vilido. Hey, in the Turks game and in the Persian game, Zayu had a pop lead. Not much more I can say. Zayu resigns because he leads the dock. 2 minutes 34 game. Oh, Lord have mercy. It is a Frost set. And we never know when history happens with Frost and when not. It might be around the corner. It wasn't around the corner today. But it has been around the corner this season. With Favorite making it a really, really close set against Frost. And maybe we can see that again in the finals. Depending on how Hezi does. And how the rest of the group does. Zayu. Not looking too hot today, and Frost gets the 5-0. Underdog Frost, indeed. Massive upset. Kappa. More to come though. In 40 minutes, we have a banger of a matchup. We have Kingstone, the RM legend, playing against, not the DM legend. He will do that tomorrow. He will play against Legend tomorrow. But he will play against the G. Against Huggy G. Let me adapt the scoreboards and everything. Then I'll probably play a game. And then we go for the next series. Congrats to Frost, obviously. Huggy will be on the left. Kingstone will be on the right. Slumbering Beast Kingstone has awoken. Yeah, I think he scheduled 3 of his sets. And at least with the extra week, he will get it done. He promised to get it done. And he will fight Huggy today, who had a bit of a rough one against Breeze. But is probably excited just for the opportunity to play against Kingstone. Oh, my overlay is wrong. Well, it was 19 GMT Frost vs Zayu. And then 21 GMT Huggy versus Kingstone. Not Kinstone, Kingstone. We've got 40 minutes, that's not enough to cover another set. So... I'll play a bit, I think.